Before I start this lesson, I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honor to Apostle and elders, a great minister who rule well and teach well. Shalom to the hopeful elect and the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad on all four corners of the earth. This video will be a little quick lesson dealing with the how should I say it? The riot or the little brawl that happened in Alabama. Basically, yeah, the whole world is posting about it and Jake making memes about it, but nonetheless, we getting tired of Esau and shit, man. This is showing you that white people hate so-called white people and so-called black people are not friends. Yeah, you may go to work with your so-called white co-worker, and y'all may chop it up, but behind the scenes, them motherfuckers don't care about you, dog. They feel entitled, stuck up, and privileged because this is their kingdom, and nonetheless, they feel like they could be all two-faced, if that's the word. Yeah, two-faced. Yeah, they feel like they could be two-faced. Be cool in your face, and then behind your back they be talking about you, talking shit about you. Really don't give a fuck about you. And really, that's just how this world is. This is how this world is fashioned. But nonetheless, I'm gonna read Genesis. I'm gonna read Genesis 25, and I'm just going to go into the enmity between Esau and Jacob, because this ain't nothing that's nothing new under the sun. So therefore, this has been happening since. This has been happening for a long time, and you can't deny the fact that we, as Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, have a hatred and a beef with the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. But I'm gonna stop talking and get straight to it. This is Genesis 25 and verse 20. I'm gonna start at 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian Paradam, the sister to Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord Yahweh entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her. So what that means, they struggled together within her. She wasn't just having some normal contractions. She felt stress, more than normal stress. They was fighting in there. They had beef in there. But I'm going to keep reading. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And that's basically going into how Esau and Jacob had problems in the womb. They was fighting in the womb, man. This ain't no, they just came out hugging it. No, they was scrapping in there. They ain't like each other. That Alabama bro, just a little prelude, you know, because really our people and those are some old jakes. They was in the 50s and 60s. They grew up in that time. They tired of Esau. They been around to see how Esau is. They lived within that civil rights period, segregation and all of that too. Because really 100 years ago, go back to 1930, 40, 50s, 20s, all of that. We was still slaves, man. We wasn't 70 to 80 years ago. We was still slaves. There's still slaves around. But it's not so heard of as it was. It's not so much heard of as it was back then. But nonetheless, slavery is still a thing. We're not just in hardcore bondage, but we're not in hardcore bondage anymore. But we're still slaves under this man. No, so how much you think 70 to 80 to 90 years ago, Jake was sitting there in chains, and we were still being oppressed by the white man, even when we try to build our own. Esau come flood our places out, come destroy what we built. So nonetheless, that's just years of pent up pent up anger within them 2/3. So how much more so the elect when they come down? But I'm gonna keep reading. And this is verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there was twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over, like a hairy garment, and they called him Esau. And that shows you that Esau was red. His blood showed through his body. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took on hold of Esau's heel. So he grabbed his heel. They wasn't just you gotta think, if they were struggling in the womb, best believe they was tussling in there. It's just said in the scripture that Esau took Jacob took a hold of Esau's heel. His name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him, or bare them. And the brothers grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter and man of the field, and Jacob was a playman and dwelling tents. And we're literally cut different from these Edomites. These Edomites say no. They try to be like us. They try to imitate us, but deep down inside, they not us. They not classy. They don't have the characteristics of a Jake. Most Edomites don't. You know an Edomite when you see one, for the most part. We're completely different. We're a more civil people. Esau is a really rebellious redneck, to be honest. Gunslinger, gun-toting redneck who don't give a damn about anything. So I'm gonna keep reading, and I won't be long out. Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of the venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob saw pottage, and Esau came from the field, so he like, man, I'm tired, I'm hunting and all of this. And he came in. This is where you get that hatred from, that enmity from. So I'm gonna keep reading. And I'm gonna reread verse 29. And Jacob saw pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. So he was weary, tired, And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same bread pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Esau, an Edomite when you see one, because they're impatient. Let the Edomite not get their way. They try, man. Edomites don't have patience, man. If they don't have something going their way, they start crying, they start wailing. They'll do any deceitful thing to get it. They beg, cry, and plead. Like, for example, it was I ain't gonna make this is gonna be a little side note. This girl I was talking to was tripping because she didn't have her car out. Her car was getting fixed, right? And she was like, she was sitting up here fussing about the car because she couldn't go out and go get a drink. I'm like, girl, go get your car fixed. Like, wait to get your car fixed. Let's get fixed and whatnot. And she couldn't be patient. I'm like, bro, you really finna fucking cry because you about to sit up in the house all day after working? And I'm like, yo, what the hell? That shows you that Edomites don't really give a damn. They want their shit now. This is why this society like that's a microwave society. They want their shit now. Edomites are so used to having anything at their beck and call because the Lord had raised them up in their power seat, and that's why they feel the way they feel. But I'm gonna keep reading. And Jacob, and I'm in verse 31. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. What profit shall this birthright do to me? So he sold it. He basically sold his birthright for some food. That shows you that these Edomites don't give a damn, man. Long as they get that, they're vain. Long as they get their little cut or whatever, they don't give a damn. Long as they get what they desire and want, they don't give a damn about nothing else. And Jacob, and I'm in verse 30. I'm in verse 33 now. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. And Esau ain't give a damn about that. He jealous now. He realized what he lost. He lost that birthright. But nonetheless, this is showing the enmity between Jacob and Esau, because this is where it really started. So that Alabama brawl, that's the Lord had on spirits at work. But nonetheless, yeah, we could be physically carnal with Esau, but we still gotta depend on the Lord to get us out of this situation. Just like he got us out of Egypt. Them old jakes don't give a damn, man. But that's just showing you. It's funny though. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that was funny. That got me hyped up. But nonetheless, that's just showing you how these Edomites are and how Jacob is. Jacob, the old security officer, or the security, whatever, he basically was that security on the dock. And they was basically trying to he was trying to dock his boat or park his, however you want to say it. And the Edomite was like, no, I'm basically saying no. And Esau got offended, and he fell, and they tried to jump Jake. And then that whole fight brawled out, man. But yeah, Montgomery, Alabama, one of the most racist places in America. That's where all those boy bus cots and shit was going on too back then. But nonetheless, Lord willing, this will be edifying and unto the elect. And before I close, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua by Shem Kwakadash. And on to the next one. Shalom.